Stacy,
Hi.
hi. So, first year here at Indian Hill Schools, we're so lucky to have you.
Thank you.
In charge of the whole theater program.
Trying?
Yes. I would be really curious, like, how did you get involved in theater to begin with?
Well, like Indian Hill students, right? I was, I was Susie the Mouse in Cinderella in fifth grade, and then from there, actually, I had an amazing middle school choir teacher. Think Heather Kester, right?
Yeah,
and he taught me that theater and performance and vocal music could be more than what it was. That you could really pursue this. That it was something that really brought people together, and because of that man, I proceeded to start to intensify my study right away. So got my voice lessons, started taking acting classes, and then began, of course, with high school and so on and so forth. Loved it, loved every bit of it. I loved being with people. I love being with you. I love being at Indian Hill with these students. I like people. And so I went on and I got my BFA in acting directing. So I had this wonderful mentor, and he taught me the value of directing and how collaborative that is. And so he started to have me assist and direct his pieces. And actually we would discuss afterwards, what could he have done differently, and truly guided me through all of those production meetings where I started to learn about how much he has to work with the lighting designer or the set designer. And because of that, I really started to love process more than anything else. And process for me was the rehearsal room. It's the production meetings. Yeah. And that's when I realized, like, I'll still pursue some acting because I need to be able to teach it. But that's when I knew I wanted to teach. So that's when I found a acting pedagogy, theater pedagogy MFA program at the University of Alabama. And I learned the craft of teaching. Incredible. And it is incredible. And there was only 3 programs like that. And I always think, they always say those who can't do teach. And I just don't think that's the case. I don't think so either. Some people are just genuinely, they want to be with people that want to learn. Right. And they want to keep what they're doing alive and moving forward through the next generation. Right. And that is my goal. That has always been my goal. So I spent the last 20 years teaching in higher education, and decided, like we all do, we all come back to Cincinnati eventually, right? And so I came back to Cincinnati, and I was so fortunate this job happened to be available, and I have the opportunity to work with these particular students in this particular school district. Is just, it's been life-changing for me. I've never gotten to work with high school students, and they are kicking my butt.
Well, I feel like coming here was life-changing for me as well. It's been 20 years ago, but I can't imagine being anywhere else. The students are so inspiring, like so incredible. And I think the combination of having our students, the motivation that they have with your background is like magic. Is magic.
Thank you.
And I'm so excited for the future.
Well, you are right about their motivation, because they are ready. Yeah. They are hungry. Yeah. And I think they're like that in this studio where Brandon's working with them. They're hungry to learn something new and find what they want to do and find that, that passion that they might have for their future. And they are challenging me to really not treat them like high school students. It's really been like, we're going to go forward. We're going to, Amanda, our wonderful new assistant director at middle school, just did an intimacy training with 2 of our students and did intimacy direction with them. And I think their minds were blown about what is waiting for them in the professional world if they were to pursue this in any way. Yeah. So it's been exciting.
One of the things I love about it is for our students who get involved with theater, it's something that they can hold on to for the rest of their lives, whether it is that they are actually in productions or they're watching productions or they're supporting the art somehow, some way, like they can hold on to it for the rest of their lives.
Absolutely. And in so many facets, whether they decide to go into theater or film. Yeah. And I know we have some that want to, that want to go into professional, vocal music, but they might just be in a church choir. or they might be in a community choir, or but it might just help them because they went into business.
Yes.
And they are just better in that boardroom. They are better at improvising and collaborating, and all of those skills that you learn in the theater are going to transfer into everything you do.
Totally.
But I hope they continue to do some theater.
I hope so too. And I also think I really appreciate what you said, that what you gain from being part of theater, if you choose to not be involved in theater as part of a production, I still think it enhances everything that you can do. How you hold yourself, how you work together as a team, how you can present information verbally, your body language, just all of that. I think you take with you.
You are
for the rest of
absolutely
your life.
Forever.
And it enhances no matter what field you choose to go to.
Absolutely. 100%. I'm teaching an acting class right now. And my whole goal with one of the students who's going to graduate this year, who decided to take in his senior year, instead of taking a study hall, came and is in acting class with me because he wants to understand his body better. He specifically wants to understand some of the traits that he knows he has when he gets nervous, or so on and so forth. And we're going to have a whole unit just concentrating on our own observations of our bodies and understanding how they work, and so we can work with them better in the case of our future endeavors.
I think that's incredible. I also, one of the things that I so love about Indian Hill is that you can follow two passions. You can decide that you want to be on the soccer team and be in the musical.
Absolutely.
We will figure that out for you. We will help you. We'll figure it out. And I also love that you have done such an amazing job thinking about that a production is more than just the actors. It's the crew. It's the people it's the students who are running the soundboard. It is the students who are creating the set. And they all have equal importance.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. No, the exciting part of theater is, it's great for the actors. They get the applause and so on and so forth. And that's the thing we see, right? And so when a student sees that on television or whatever, they're like, I can do that. What they don't realize is how many people are there supporting them. More than any of the actors on the stage, there is a support team of all kinds of designers, lighting designers, set designers, makeup designers, costume designers, so on and so forth. And they can get involved in so many ways. I read one time that theater is the only art form that involves every other art form. And I thought that is so true, because not only do we need every kind of skill set, but we need historians, we need engineers, we need electricians, we need people that can do we need welders, we need every type of person and different type of brain to be working together. And one of my goals here is to help students understand that we have this capability through our amazing technical director, Eric Samini, who knows really everything. And they can work with him and they can learn how to build sets. And if that just means they know how to build themselves a bookcase later in life, fabulous. Right. But there's all those skills that they can be, and, getting together, and they get to know the actors, and the actors get to know them, and they all feel like they're on the same team.
I agree.
And learning that kind of teamwork is essential.
I totally see that. And just a shout out to Eric Samini. And when he works with the students, I think our sets are equal to what you see at a collegiate stage.
Oh,
can you believe it?
Easily. I couldn't believe when he put up Clue, because he designed Clue.
Amazing.
Oh my gosh. So he designed that, and then he built that, and he did have, some student help, and they are wonderful. But my gosh, he did a lot of that himself. It's incredible.
I agree. So I have a bit of a stage background, was in some musicals, but mainly I was in the world of dance. So as I got older and was auditioning for different things in dance, I have to tell you some of my audition stories. I can remember one standing, and you have like the number pinned to you. And this was like the very first one. And the choreographer or somebody says, you learn the number, right? And then they say, 5, 6, 7, 8, and you start to move. And then I hear a voice, 128, thank you very much. And I'm like, oh, okay.
And you were 128. Ouch.
So I really appreciate for you, you have a whole different opposite philosophy when it comes to auditions. So tell us a little bit about that, because I think it has really offers an invitation to students rather than criticism.
Yes.
So tell us about how you do that.
Okay. Well, yeah, we're not going chorus line style here. I'm not taping any numbers to any of our students. I'll tell you that. My philosophy for auditioning for education is really similar to what I do with professional theater too. I don't believe that there is any situation where I can't give time to someone. And I'm sure that there is. If I were doing like a big Broadway show and I had a line around Central Park to get into that open call, I'd probably have to stop people in 15 seconds. But for my world so far in my professional life and for educational theater, I have had the fortune to be able to give everyone a little extra time, see their whole piece, and then be able to work with them.
It's incredible.
And I think that my goal is for all the students that come or all the actors that come that have already taken that time and are so nervous and have prepared and have worried that they come and they leave going, that was so fun.
Yeah.
I really was challenged and I learned something, and it was such a good use of my time, and now I can get better. So I kind of use every audition, especially here, as a little master class. They never get to sit back down after they do it once. I'm going to work with them. We're going to see where they can get to. And then that also helps me as a director, because what happens if they are incredible after a couple of notes? Right? So selfishly, I feel like I'm getting the best work out of them. And what I think people don't realize is that we're all not sitting there like this, right? Yes. We are saying we want them to be their best.
Yeah. And also that idea of there probably are some students who've never had anybody give them a note, or to be able to say, can you try this differently?
Yes.
And so what a great experience for them to have.
Immediate feedback is so important in life.
It's the way.
Yeah. Yeah. And they all leave going, I feel valued, like that was incredible. And then the other thing we like to do here is we are encouraged, and I love this, to speak to the students after their audition if they want feedback. And this way I'm able to say, this is what I thought. This is how you improved. This is how you could improve further. And then also I'm very transparent about my casting. I say, this is how the cookie crumbled. Casting is a puzzle.
Yeah.
And it doesn't always go the way even I think it will in the end. All of a sudden I wake up and I go, it doesn't work. It has to be this way.
Yeah.
And like life, sometimes we go to an interview and the cookie just doesn't crumble the way you think it will. And so it's good for all of us to kind of hear how that works.
Yeah. And what an incredible time, I think, for students to take a leap of faith and to try it, because here in our world, there's lots of safety nets. We're going to talk to you. We're going to give you feedback. If you're disappointed, we're going to talk to you about how you feel. We're going to help you get to the other side of that. Versus later in life, there's not always a gentle approach to it.
That is so true. And for them to start to understand that even if there wasn't a gentle approach later in life, there probably was some workings behind the scene that you just couldn't control. And we have to give ourselves some grace with that sometimes. So absolutely.
Yeah. So you have a huge show coming up.
I do.
Yeah. And it's already on its way. Super excited. Tell us a little bit about the title and how all of that is going. What can we expect?
Yes, I would love to. The Pajama Game. And I know people watching this are like, what is the Pajama Game? And I'm just going to tell you, so if you remember Golden Age musical theater, like Sound of Music, like My Fair Lady or whatever, those are the titles that really haven't been done here in a lot of years. They haven't had the opportunity to do a Golden Age musical, a classical musical comedy. And that is a genre that is still done consistently outside of here. And one of the things I told you at my interview that I would do is that it was important that the students left with a well-rounded ability to do every kind of genre.
Yeah.
They could go to a cocktail party and they can talk about Shakespeare, they can talk about Greek, they can talk about classical musical comedy and be able to say a little bit about everything. And that was important. And so when Angela Sylvester, our wonderful music director, said, what about Pajama Game? I thought, oh my gosh, Bob Fosse's first piece that he ever really choreographed for Broadway, has this incredible song, Steam Heat, in it that a lot of people know. Hey There comes from that musical. It's silly and fun, and the characters are fabulous, and it's very family friendly. Lots of dance, lots of comedy. It's going to be fun.
One of the things that I love also is if for a student, I don't know, I think it's a challenge when we have students get on stage and act silly. Believe it or not.
Yes.
Like when you're on stage and you know a whole audience, it's easy to become like stiff and almost like frozen. Mm-hmm. But to act silly can really be a challenge.
It is.
Especially if it's not somewhat core to someone's personality.
Right. Right. And those are the people oftentimes that are wonderful actors once they break out of their shell and they go, oh, I do have this in me. And all of a sudden, this whole other personality is living inside of them. It's wonderful. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, we work with the elementary school students. I haven't gotten to yet, but I will. And they already have it in them.
Oh, yeah.
It's when we start to second guess ourselves sometime in middle school, right? Yeah. And by the time you get to high school, you're like, does my body work anymore? And yeah, absolutely. My acting class, like the whole first couple weeks is just getting them to just be silly in front of each other and gain this trust together. And that's the same thing with the musical that we're doing. We luckily have some wonderful juniors and seniors as leaders that are perfectly willing to put themselves out there being as silly as they can. And I think that's helping some of the freshmen and underclassmen feel like, oh, this is real. Like I can do this. And it's fun and we can laugh about it. And it's safe. It's a safe space where everyone is respected.
Yeah. I can't wait to see it. It's going to be fun.
You're going to love it.
Okay. I have a really hard question for you. Get ready.
Okay.
Favorite play? Favorite musical?
Do I get to shoot favorite musical back at you afterwards?
Sure.
Okay, yes, good. Awesome. Okay. Favorite play, Doubt, a Parable by John Patrick Shanley. Kind of a wonderful play that uses a parable, basically about the Catholic Church, but it could be anything that really is just having us analyze what is certainty. How are we certain about stuff and about life and about our ideals, and where do we doubt, and where does that lie in ourselves and in the world around us? So kind of questioning that, and it's just so delightful if you ever get to see it. And the musical, I would have said a few months ago that it was Sunday in the Park with George by Stephen Sondheim. And that has now changed. I think I have to just confess that it is Come From Away. And it has come through, I think, the Aronoff a couple of times in the last few years.
It has.
And it's just such a joyous way to look at celebrating life even amongst tragedy. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And the music is delightful and the characters are interesting and fun. And I just, every time I see it, I think, what a brilliant show on so many levels. And the rights just became available. So expect that to be on the Indian Hills stage in the next few years. Okay. Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know. Okay. So for me, musical.
Yes, please.
Oh my gosh. It's really hard to narrow it down. I love some of the Golden Age ones. Yeah. Probably going to say Hamilton. I just think it's brilliant.
It's brilliant.
It's brilliant in a way that we've never seen brilliance before.
That's right.
And reading his story about how Lynn was just reading a book on vacation and then came up with this idea. Of course, I just saw it at the Aronoff, and it was fabulous.
It's amazing.
Fabulous.
And every time I listen to it / see it, I find something new to love.
Yeah, same.
And it's just incredible. And the way that it got so many of our students and young people into history, it like all of a sudden it was cool.
Yeah.
And so I agree. It is up there.
I walked into the 8th grade. There's a group of girls who were working together, and they were allowed to play background music, and they were playing Hamilton as they were working. Yes. And I walked into the room and I was like, is this Hamilton? And they were like, yes. And I was like, does everybody know every word? I know every word. Should we sing it together? was like a great moment, like to celebrate.
This is when we need you to have the GoPro on.
I should have had
throughout
the GoPro
your day
on that day.
That's right.
I was so happy.
I love that.
I just want to say we're so thrilled that you're here. So thrilled you're here and what you're bringing. And I know that will only expand over time. We're giving you time to get used to us and all that is special and unique about Indian Hill. And I'm so excited to see what happens. So cheers to you.
Cheers to you.
Cheers
and thanks
to
for bringing me on. Yeah, cheers to the arts.
Yes.